Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. And this is Kathy speaking. Thank you for joining us here today on the 29th of January of 2026. It is a Thursday. We usually do the love reading on the Wednesday, but I was on the road. So as you could see, I'm not at home. So let's see what's going on. Let's do the reading, the love reading, the twin flame soulmate or karmic love reading. And we're using other decks today, doing it a little bit differently. You could see that the setup is very different. So I've been busy. We're reading the energies. These are general readings. Do not forget that. They are general and for the general public. If you're interested in personal, do not hesitate to reach out. divinedebut11.net is our website, and divinedebut11@gmail.com if you're hoping to be guided as to what type of reading would be suitable for you. We do offer astrology and tarot readings, only astrology analysis and only tarot readings, as well as deluxe, which is a mix of both. So let's see what's going on. Looking at the energies today at the stars, it's not an easy moment, even though, let me just show you just a quick second, even though we've got Mercury and Venus they're conjoining at 15 degrees of Aquarius. This should be sweet talk. This should be information that is warming, that is sweet, that is loving. Good news coming in relative to finances, making peace. But through Aquarius, which is truth. Okay, but we've just had recently, Mars has passed over Pluto in Aquarius. We've seen a lot of catastrophes and things that have happened in the world that are very unsettling. We've had a tragedy with seven teenagers losing their life all together in a minivan. They had a head-on collision with a semi-trailer, unfortunately. And there's so much more. Remember, Mars, Pluto can be very explosive. We're still sort of in these energies, this nuclear, very powerful energy, which is about moving forward. Possibly, Mars in Aquarius is quick. He's all about speeding, putting your foot to the pedal. They were speeding, but from what we hear, the steering wheel did not work properly. They couldn't steer away from that head-on collision, unfortunately. So the whole of Greece is in mourning. There's other situations like an explosion in a factory. 5 women lost their lives. It's just one thing after another. So it's really sad. Really sad to even say that astrology is on point. Unfortunately, let's hope for peace. Let's hope for settling of the energies. But right now, as you can see, Lilith is at 29 Sag, squaring to Saturn and Neptune. Saturn at 29 of Pisces, Neptune at 0 degree, which is the world axis of Aries. They're in a square. Lilith is, an injustice. It's the dark side of the moon. It can bring out the worst in people, right? For whatever reason, whatever pressure people are under. Because Saturn is posing limitations. He's at the 29th anaretic degree. He's the law. He would ground us. He would bring us the truth where there's been illusion, deception, not seeing clearly. Neptune in Aries as well. Aries is about initiation, the beginning. It's cardinal fire. And look, there are half squares over to Mercury and Venus. Mercury is children. Venus is people that we love or a pleasure. These youngsters were going to a football game and they actually lost their lives in another country, in Romania. So they were going for pleasure. Mercury is I'm on the road. It's just through these examples that we learn astrology, and that's what we do on Patreon. So if you want to learn more, do join us on Patreon. But I'm just trying to explain the energies here. This little, two half square aspects and the full square, this is a very potent, challenging aspect. So if your day is not going as you had hoped it would be, Lilith moves quickly and Mercury moves fairly quickly in Venus. So I think today is still a tough one, as we've had, the past few days, and we're heading up to an eclipse in Aquarius that will be in square to Uranus, which squares Aquarius, which rules Aquarius. So anything can happen. It's a new moon, it's an amplified new moon, right? But it's an eclipse. Something is being eclipsed away from us. It's fate, it's destiny, collectively as well as personally, my dear friends. So we've talked about that on Patreon. We'll be doing that. It's the next new moon coming up. But first, ahead of us, we've got the full moon in Leo, which isn't such a challenging full moon. Let's see what's coming through where matters of heart is concerned. The moon is filling out in the constellation of Leo, right? We will have the full moon in Leo, and Leo is the heart. It is children, it is creativity, it is dating, it's romance, it's risk-taking. Try not to take risks at this time. But it's something that we're hoping to create, surely. And we need to also be very courageous and very strong and stand in our power. Following your heart is standing in your power, whatever that entails. Let's see what's coming through. Where love is concerned, do think of your person. Let's go. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups. Two of Swords. Seven of Swords. And the Five of Cups. There are no major arcana on the table here. We've got, what's missing is fire. Obviously here there's no fire. Where relationships are concerned, this is an ending to a cycle, surely. Possible necessity for taking a risk, for coming forward with unconditional love, for lightening up the energies a little bit. Remember, the Page of Cups is a playful energy, right? Play is involved here, unconditional love, and also possibly maturity is necessary, because the Page of Cups is only a very small offer where love is concerned. Whatever's going on between you and your person, you're both feeling left out in the cold. But family could also be a reason, could be the issue, which is bringing some sort of a dilemma here. Possibly for some of you, your beliefs also could be part of the issue here, because we see the church here and it does speak to religion and beliefs. Traditionally, where family is concerned. So the offer that's been made, or that could be still ahead, is a very small offer. There's still a dilemma relative to this, because there could be trust issues here. That's what we see with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is the thief, right? It's trying to get away with something in broad daylight. Seven of Swords. Swords are all about air. It's the way you communicate. It's your perception. Because communication through air will be cold, right? It's more about logic. The relationship is standing more on the logic than the emotions, because we see also a closing up of a cycle here. It's the Ten of Cups, which is a cycle that's coming to a close, and then we see the cup that is in the hands of the page. There may have been lies, there may have been deception, there may have been choices, right? Possibly two people that come from different backgrounds, different upbringing, different beliefs. And we end with the Five of Cups, so it feels like we're needing to close up a past where there was celebration, where there were third parties. The Five of Cups, that's exactly what it's telling us here. Right? Hopefully we can clear the card. There it is. Focus. Those three cups, they have got to do with the past, and you see that this person is looking back to the past. Now we've still got Jupiter and Uranus that are retrograde. Uranus will turn direct straight after this full moon in Leo. Well, 2-3 days after. The full moon in Leo will be on the 1st, 2nd of the month of February. So that's how February opens up. We see the two cups that are still standing, but there are issues relative to the past, to a past situation that's going on here. I want to see what these Seven of Swords are all about. What is this about? Because it can speak to not only theft, secrecy, distrust. It can also speak to tact and someone hiding their true emotions. Because we've got a Page of Cups here, which is, of course, Pisces. Pisces is unconditional love, but it's also illusion, right? It's the miser. It's a lack of clarity. There's fear, because Pisces is usually very sacrificial, sacrificing so much and not possibly not receiving back, or being in a more romantic, more trusting place where it's totally opposite to what the Seven of Swords is about. What is the Seven of Swords about? We've got the Magician, so the Magician can speak to trickery. Yes, someone that is very intelligent, very good with their getting away from speaking their truth, or this could also say, because this is a Mercurial card, and Mercury, of course, is the messenger of the gods. There is a potential here that someone is wanting to return, come back. They may have made up their mind, they've decided, or they could still be in this dilemma. I want to see why we've got the Five of Pentacles. Why was this connection in this energy? Yes, it's because of family, because of money, because of tradition, because of conservatism, the way things were always done, right? This is what I grew to believe. Or this could be a relationship that is not supported by family. This could be two people that are in totally different financial standing. So someone that didn't fit the bill, someone that was an outsider for someone's traditions, for someone's family, for someone's reputation, who they are in their community. Let's take one more on that. We've got the Seven of Wands. So it's been, because this is like I'm fighting a war that I cannot win unless I'm given an opportunity, right? Because the Six of Wands he's only got one wand in his hand. He's got 6 wands opposite him. So those 6 wands could be other people, could be situations, could be someone that's well known in their community. They've built a name for themselves, but what they desire is not what not what will bring them more success. It could be a relationship that may taint or bring their ego a little bit down. You know what I mean? So tainting, hurting their reputation. So possibly whoever was not supportive of this relationship between you and your person, right? As I said, the things I mentioned were the obstacles, and there have been obstacles here that we do see. Remember, we've also got the 10 of Pentacles, and that's a 10. The 9 of Pentacles is the cycle that comes to a completion, which in reality it is an Ace of Pentacles. It is a promise, but it's something that's very slow, something that's based in reality. Right? Pentacles are about the reality of life on a daily basis. How could this relationship work? Right? Is it fraught with differences? A big space between the wanting and the ability to live this connection, to manifest it. There's a big space between I want this and I can have this, or I can manage this, or I can manifest this. So it's interesting that we see the 10s here, which do speak to closing up of a cycle, possibly new cycles opening. But we've still got the 10s. We don't actually see the aces. So maybe we're still in that, okay? Maybe the relationship is still there. It's like the ending and the beginning. We're in between those circumstances. Why do we have the 10 of Cups? We've got Queen of Wands here. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. 7 of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Powerful usually. Driven by her heart. Driven by her desires. Very masculine. Very masculine, very creative, very attractive, very, the go-getter she is. Now, when she's in the upright, she's very generous with her heart. She does not shy away from fear as to creating a situation for herself, what she wants, chasing, being in the chase. If she were to be in the reverse, she would be more self-centered, more self-serving. Do you know what I mean? So there is a possibility that there is a third-party situation here because we see the cards of family. Okay, so we see here that there's, where the emotions are concerned, where family is concerned, where the closing up of a cycle and a restart, a new beginning, a new possible emotional beginning is concerned, there is the fire and then there's the earth, which is telling us that, yes, I want to move forward, yes, I want to create, yes, I need to do what's right for me, because remember, Neptune has stepped into Aries now. And Neptune in Aries is thyself, it's self-serving. Because Aries plants the seed. Aries will be in a combat, will go to war to begin something. But everything begins from the individual. Each individual needs to be right, balanced in themselves before they can be in the Libra energy, which is you and I together. So it's all about thyself right now. Can I do this? I want this, right? Let's see, because we see the 7 of Pentacles, which could also be, this could speak to a 10-year situation. This is 15-year situation, 7-year situation. 15 years is practically, 15 is the devil, right? But 15 is practically a half cycle of Kronos, Saturn, who poses limitations, restrictions. 7 is a quarter cycle. So we see now that Saturn in Pisces is closing up a 3-year cycle, nevertheless. But he's also in the sign of Pisces, which is closing up a 36-year cycle. 36-year cycle where his conjunction with Neptune is concerned, but 29-year cycle where Saturn doing the whole zodiac is concerned. So they are timing. They are cycles which could be the right timing for you in your situation, and that's why I mention them. But we see that 7 pentacles, each pentacle logically time-wise is 1 year. So this could be a 7-year situation. It could have been a 7-year marriage. Someone got into a marriage, I'm getting, after you had connected with them. If this is not your story, if your relationship is only fresh, then this is not your story. Okay? What is this Page of Cups? Which pages could also be children. We see family here, so there could be a child that is in the story here. What is this offer? This unexpected, imaginative, let's meet up. Can it get grounded? There are no pentacles on the page. Let's see. See, this offer is very heavy. We see the 10 of Wands. We've got a 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and we've got a 10 of Wands. But again, I'm going to say it turns into the Ace of Wands. So maybe the offer that's been, or that's coming through right now, and whenever you watch this, the timing, this could be a timeless reading where the tarot is concerned, not the astrology, of course. Yeah, what was I saying? That this could be what's coming in right now, whenever you get to view this, that there is a deep, that there is fire, there is the desire, there is the will and the drive. But what can only be offered here is a small cup, and it may come through unexpectedly, because even the magician and the 7 of Swords speak to trickery, both cards, but the magician is also, it's logic, it's Mercury, and Mercury is together with Venus right now. So there could be pressure, maybe there have been injustices. Lilith half squaring over to Mercury and Venus. Mercury is the trickster, he's the deceptor, but he's also the way we communicate. It's in Aquarius is what's been told. Have they been truthful with you? Have they got cold feet to come forward because they've said so many lies? They've been living an illusion, or maybe you've been living an illusion, and now that's going to break. An illusion that's going to break. Just like Celine here, this beautiful work of art that my niece has made. She's very creative, and it's very Piscean, obviously, as you could see. So I'm wondering if that's not a sign that there's going to be a new moon in Pisces, obviously, but we're going to have a full moon in Virgo, which that's the same axis. So March could be quite a significant month, or the Pisces season. Let's continue. Why was this offer so heavy? Why is this apology so heavy? Because there are third-party situations, because of what's been communicated. What's been communicated? Has there been truthful communication? Have they been truthful with you? Maybe they've been telling you that there's no third party, that all is good, all is dandy, or maybe you've had a fight, an argument, and if you're dealing with someone that is quite proud, right? Standing in their ego, in their overblown, unhealthy ego, then an apology would be too much. If we are talking about someone that does come from a background where, they've been very successful. We've got the Six of Wands here. That could be something as well, because we see that there is abundance here. This is like, it's generational wealth, right? But we had the 5, we got the 10, we've got the 7. It's like going backwards. So I get a difficult reality here for your person, if this is your person, that money doesn't make the person. That money can't buy love, true love. Money can pay for love. It's not true love, though. You know exactly where I'm coming from. You know exactly what I mean. Let's see what this dilemma is with the Two of Swords. There's that's the marriage card. That's the home. 4 of Wands. Family, marriage have got to do with what's going on with you and your person. Are you the third person? Or are you in a marriage as well? Could be talking about 4 people here. Even though we don't see the 4 people, let's say, but we do see an age difference here. We've got a Queen of Wands and a Page of Cups, where the divine feminine looks to be a little bit more mature, older. More mature, I'm going to say, mostly. We see the divine masculine needing to grow up, needing to mature. But there's fear. If your person is the third person and you're in another connection, it feels like your person doesn't want trouble. They fear this situation, the 5 of Swords situation, because swords could be very cutting. They do speak to reputation, words, information. Yeah. Now, there could also be possible legalities. If someone is going through an ending of a marriage, yes, what's weakening their position of wanting, let's say they want to get out of an unhealthy marriage. They married for the wrong reasons. They married for tradition. They followed, tradition, whatever. This is hard for them to break. This is hard for them to overcome. It's not an easy decision. Let's take one more on this 4 of Wands. We've got the Page of Pentacles, which is saying that possibly your person is thinking of the future. Remember, this turns into the Ace, right? They are strategizing, they're planning. I don't know if you're dealing with an earth sign, someone that's slow, someone that needs certainty, they need stability, they need to know that they'll still be in a strong position, that they won't lose everything, for instance. Someone who could, as I said, hold a weaker position if there is a battle between the children, if there are children. Because we see a couple of children here, we've got 2 pages. But even with the Page of Pentacles, this is seeing in the practical whether this relationship can withstand the tests that it's gone through. Can it be patient enough? Because I feel it's been a long time. Let's take one more. And we've got the 5 of Wands. Conflict, arguments, about stabilizing, about building a new home, about building a new life. This could be internal conflict, even external. Maybe some of you have not been on the same page, but there are a lot of things that are happening and changing. We've got a couple of 5s here. And remember, 5 is also the Hierophant. That is where Uranus is transiting. Uranus is on Algol in Taurus, retrograde, will turn direct roughly on the 4th of February, and then finish up at the end of April. A situation will finish up where there's been tower moments, ups and downs, because Taurus is stability. It's my money. It's my resources. It's a feel-good energy. It's my 5 senses. It's my self-worth. It's what I own. It's the home I live in. Am I willing to sacrifice that? Where we've got Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is sacrifice. If you want to build, Saturn is the building blocks. But Saturn is also the truth. You need to see the reality. Maybe that's what's being shown right now. But we see the focus is still on the past. The 5 of Cups, another 5. 5, 5, 5 is 15. It's chronos. It's limitations. It's restrictions. We need the new cycle. February 14th, Valentine's Day. And I'm just thinking now, it is Valentine's Day that's coming up. So it is the day that we celebrate love, right? It's the day where we give gifts. So since I just mentioned that, you're the first to find out. Whoever is interested in a love reading, the Twin Flame 60-minute love reading, 20% off that. Whoever is interested can write to me, divinedebut11@gmail.com for the discounted code. Now, if you're a Patreon, you've already got a discount. So if you're a Patreon, 30% off if you're on Patreon, okay? Everyone else on YouTube here, our other supporters here on YouTube, 20% off. Get in first, okay? First come in, first get served. So, Valentine's Day, tarot reading, only tarot, my dear friends. The Twin Flame reading is only a tarot reading. It's an hour long. Okay, let's see why we've got the 5 of Cups. What is that telling us? We've got the 7 of Cups, and we've got the 8 of Swords. There's illusion, there's deception, there's I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going. I don't know if I can get out of this imprisoning situation. I can't see clearly, or I've been on my little pink cloud, and I'm needing emotionally to check out of the past. I'm stuck in the past. I don't see clearly. If you look at these 2 cards, we've got the 3 cups that are spilt, and we've got the 7 cups that are up in the air. That's 10 cups. 10 cups. And it's on the side of the possible past connection, whether it was a marriage or just a living situation. We see that the cups are split. They're split, but those 2 cups are still standing. I do feel that there's still illusion, deception, a lot of clouded judgment still relative to the past. And I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling because I get Pisces energy very strongly here. My dear friends, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, the logic, the truth, the communication, the trickery. Mercury is going to retrograde in Pisces Mercury retrogrades on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. But I would say up until the 20th he's good to go. You will have the clarity. But after that, until the 20th, so from the 25th of February until the 20th of March, Mercury will be retrograding in the sign of Pisces. Hopefully that will clear the confusion, open our eyes to the illusion. It could be self-illusion. It could be that we've been seeing things through rose-colored glasses. imagining things that have not been shared. Let's not say that for all of us there's been trickery. For all of you, you've been lied to, deceived. Okay, there's self-deception, self-illusion as well. And remember, the Eight of Swords this is my perception that I'm blocked, that I cannot reach those Two of Cups. It does speak to the past, and remember, retrogrades do speak to issues that will be brought in relative to the past. And Mercury retrograde in Pisces will, even though he's not strong there, he could be very, very confused indeed. But once he turns direct, right? Once he turns direct, it will be very, very different. He will bring the logic through the madness. Pisces, the shadow of Pisces, is there's sheer madness. There's escapism. I don't see clearly, so I'm going to, I'm just going to do my little thing. I'm going to escape. I'm going to live in my own dream world. I cannot handle the pressure. Let's take one more here. We've got the Death card. So this will be the death of the illusion. And there's the death of the past. Scorpio is things that were hidden. Scorpio is the mysteries. Hopefully the mysteries will be solved. And Scorpio is another sign where Mercury will be retrograding. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio. This is a major arcana card. Very significant. And if we look at the table here, we've only got two majors. The Magician and the Death card. This year, my dear friends, Mercury will be retrograding only in water signs. So first, of course, Pisces, then Cancer, close to the Cancer season, and then Scorpio. And that will be a very significant time in the Scorpio season. Why? Because we're going to have a Venus-Sun conjunction, a Venus star point at the 0 degree of Scorpio. That will be the end of a 100-year chapter. So there will be a death process. There will be change. Change is ahead of us. There will be revelations. Some people get caught out. Right? For some people, the illusion will be broken. I hope that if the illusion or the imagination or even the dream is broken, that it will be working towards your favor. Someone's seeing clearly, though, here. Because remember that Scorpio is very secretive, very hidden, but can also penetrate to the truth. Scorpio is laser focus. And we've had Mars and Pluto conjoining now. This is a brand new cycle that's opening up in Aquarius. Aquarius is communication. It's our perception. And we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius, which will square Scorpio. Aquarius and Scorpio, they're in square. Remember, we're talking about the fixed signs. They'll be very, very significant for the fixed signs of Scorpio. Opposite is Taurus, where Uranus is. Leo and Aquarius, where we're going to have a full moon in Leo, and we're going to have the next lunation, which is a solar eclipse, which is about, a solar eclipse is about the environment changing. Practical matters. Things change. It's not internal. It's external. And Aquarius is seeing things from a higher and elevated perspective. There's ingenious thoughts. There's breakthrough. There's connection to the divine. Pay attention to your dreams. Messages coming through your dreams, through numbers, whatever. There's no coincidence. We've got a king. I was about to show on my monitor. I need to get used to this setup. We've got a King of Pentacles. A King of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, father, CEO, boss. Someone who needs security. Yes, this is Taurus, mainly. Remember, earth signs need the reality. They need to know the truth. They're very slow moving. We see that he is covered in riches, right? This is King Midas, let's say. Let's see what this King Midas is sitting on. The Knight of Wands. So there's been foul play, I would say, here. Or this is someone who travels for work or someone who lives far away. Here we go. Let's take these cards. We see the energy is stopped here. We've got the page, the Knight. Goodness me, the Knight of Pentacles. So we've got strong Virgo, strong Taurus. Let's throw in Capricorn as well. Let's focus on these just for a second. There we go. Now, if we think of the Nine of Pentacles, we know that that is someone who is very independent, financially in a great place, but they're very lonely. Could be someone that's now single, right? Haven't gone through separation. Or we can see it as someone is living a free life, a single life. What's missing from the Nine of Pentacles, this King of Pentacles holds this pentacle. It's like this is the person that would fill in that gap. But there is a possibility here that there is a love triangle as well. So we could have a father figure. We're not taking reversals. If the King of Pentacles were to be in the reverse, they would have been very self-centered, not providing the security and the stability if this was a father and a spouse. And we've got someone that is more free-spirited, someone that is more passionate, someone that's ready to take the action. I don't know if they're ready to settle down though. Because if, this is Sagittarian energy, if someone is coming out of separation and divorce, they're not going to jump straight into another serious commitment. That's only logical. So we've got the Knight and the King here. So there's been sort of stoppage, no movement, strategizing, planning. We have the Page of Pentacles down here as well. It's interesting that what's missing, and we see a lot of desire here, very pent up, strong desire, sexual desire, but also the light sort of coming on, something being lit up. What? Someone's understanding that they emotionally needed to check out, move away emotionally from where they were because they did not find their bliss and their happiness. The Eight of Cups, right? So since we've got the Seven of Cups here, there's like a return to the past. Yes, it's like someone that is finishing off some situation. Let's put the cards back there. You can see these, right? Only just. Let's see what the advice is, dear friends, and we'll take some oracles as well. Dear Spirit, please guide us. What's going on where love is concerned? What's important to know? What I get here is that the Divine Feminine was more doing the chasing than the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine was more in a yin energy, and the Divine Feminine in a yang energy. What's happened to all the masculine? Looks like the tables have turned. I see more power within the feminine than the masculine. The advice, please, Spirit, thank you very much. Relative to love, what's going on? Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Let's see. The World card. And we've got sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron in the reverse. We're going to read, and then we're going to take some romance angels. Let's read 36. So we've got a 36, a 29, and a 40. They could be ages as well. 36 equals a 9, 29 equals an 11, and 4. So we've got a 9, 11, and 4. That also adds up to 24, I think. 9 and 11 is 20, and 4 is 24. Maybe 2024, something happened for you then. Let's read the upright message for the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. The second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. And you can't see the card. Let's see if we can do it like this, if it'll clear for me. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Please focus. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression, where are we? And new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. Okay, let's read the World card now, which is number 29. Right on. It was in the upright, so you may be dealing with someone that is physically far from you. Okay, the man in this picture, there is a man, if you can see him. Now it's going to clear, please. Thank you. Okay. Finally. Okay. The man in this picture is looking out over a bay above which the beautiful sphere of the earth is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now's the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. Okay, well, it's not specifically talking about love. It did speak to the internet, so a lot to do with the Aquarius energy, the communication through social media, but it also speaks to expanding your horizons. You may be dealing with someone that works on the internet, has a global network, or they're into social marketing, or these could be little signs that are coming through. Let's take the next card. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. Let me show you the card first. There it is. Archangel Metatron. We'll put it in the upright there. And number 40. It was in the reverse, so we need to read the reverse message. This card reversed admonishes you to get clear. You may have been lost in confusion and had unclear or distorted thinking. Right on. But even if this state of mental chaos has been going on for quite some time, your lack of personal direction can be turned around. Take off the blinders and widen your perspective. Visualize the life you want to live and the person you want to be, and make that your intention. That was a similar message in the World card. Right? Very similar. And with these spheres here, I see cycles. You've had cycles with this person. Visualize the life you want to live and the person you want to be, and make that your intention. It's time to break out of the old toxic thought patterns, whether they be habits or worry, doubt or self-criticism. It's also time to develop a clearer, healthier vision of how you perceive yourself and what you want your daily life to look like. Know that you are in charge of making it so. Meditate on Metatron's strong presence in your brow center and see a beautiful indigo light spinning there. Affirm that you are creating a new clarity and sense of direction. You have all the power you need to create a strong personal vision that will guide you on your path. Make that a priority now. This could be you, this could be even your person. Okay, let's take the twin flame. Before that, we'll take the tangled love and see what the blockages are here. We will not be doing the yes please because we've got the individual love readings to do for the month of February, which is just around the corner. And a big thank you to our patrons who support this channel always. We need to make some changes here on this channel because there isn't, not many people are viewing these videos, and something's got to change. Remember what, as above, so below. The energies are changing up there, and so must we down here. Let's see what the blockages are. And it came out in the reverse. Spotlight. Popular platform narcissist loves attention. Yep, so there's narcissism here for sure. Ego, very strong ego. But because it came out in the reverse, I feel that someone's reputation took a blow. Egg on their face. Got caught feeling foolish, everything backfired. Right on. Right on. Thank you, Spirit. One more. So it speaks a lot to the reputation. Opposites attract. Bad boy, different beliefs, insane attraction, balance each other out. So all the cards are on point because we saw the Knight of Wands, different beliefs we spoke about, very strong attraction because we did mention the Devil. We know that there's strong attraction, but there have been imbalances because of others, because of many reasons. We mentioned those in the beginning. Let's take the twin flame deck. Let's see what's coming through. Let's go. We've got up in the air, disconnected, uncertain status, fleeting feelings. This is like the Seven of Cups for me, that things are up in the air. There's a disconnect. Someone is not, your person, you're not certain of the other person's status. Are they single? Are they married? Are they divorced? Or you don't know what's going on. Fleeting feelings. 1 minute they're good, the next they're no good. Let's take another card. So a lot to do with connection and perception. Heartstrings, playing with emotions, being manipulative, crying for attention. There's very strong ego. I get very strong fixed signs here. Scorpios come through here. Okay. Uranus and Taurus, which is a fixed sign, could also be very ups and downs. And we'll see what's going to happen with Leo now we've got Pluto in Aquarius, big changes. Heartstrings. It's like not being able to, detach. There's something that's keeping you with this person. But they're also, this is like, someone that's being manipulative, looking for, there are complexes here, surely. Someone wants to be, to be valued or to be recognized or, to roll out the red carpet for them. This is a very narcissistic, egotistical way of being in relationship. I'm afraid to say I get a lot of that here. And appearances, projecting an image, being in the spotlight, narcissistic personality. My dear friends, that's all I hear is narcissism, someone being in the spotlight. If this is someone that cannot be grounded, cannot be centered, heart-centered, maybe it's time to move on. If this is someone you're dealing with that is unchanging, then this is time to and Unchain My Heart comes to me, the song. Unchain your heart and move forward. What's at the bottom? Illusion. Can't see clearly, living only on dreams, believing lies. There's the, Neptune, Pisces, Saturn, hopefully, as Saturn until Valentine's Day will finish up in Pisces, the illusion should break. So there's a lot that's up in the air. I get that we're dealing with a lot now. I would say don't make any decisions straight off the bat. Wait a little bit more. Let's see that the clouds will clear. Let's see what the romance angels say. Now remember, these could also be energies of a past connection that you or your person have been dealing with, because we are energetically reading the cards. So this could also possibly be, for some of you, someone that possibly this Queen of Wands is leaving behind, right? Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So there's a potential for a soulmate connection here. Codependency. The soulmate is blocked by a codependent relationship. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So the addictions for me, they could be physical addictions, but they could also be control, right? Someone trying to control you, someone with narcissistic tendencies, or someone is still stuck in a vicious cycle, not being able to get out of a difficult life cycle, other connection. But your soulmate is being called in, and we've got Archangel Michael here blessing this reading, saving the day, giving us hope, and this could be the one, yes. So the romance angels say that you've already met the one, and your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you together, so keep doing that. And the codependency, I believe there is a moment, there is a time when that will cease to exist as well, because someone is seeing more clearly. Remember what I said, Neptune in Pisces, 14 years. Big illusions, big illusions where unconditional love is concerned. A lot of trickery and a lot of escapism, people fearing being totally open and knowing that we've got nothing that separates us, and that what we hold materialistically is not what we're going to share. I mean, the hearts need to talk, It's more the emotions, the heart, the souls, the connection of the soul, not what I've got in my pocket, right? What's underneath? This could be the one. And trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. All right, my dear friends. Let me get some love messages. Yes, with the twin flame messages. Let's think of your person. Let's see what they're thinking. Remember that if you're involved with someone else, or your person is involved with someone else, then their energy could also be in these messages. So keep that in mind. Please guide us, Archangel Michael. This is my beautiful Archangel Michael here. He's just glorious. This is when Archangel Michael came to me, he showed himself to me, nevertheless, and I got a shock. I couldn't believe it. I was actually so scared because I didn't know who it was until I saw this card, and I knew. 2 weeks later, that aha moment came to me, that this is Archangel Michael for me. Let's see. Thank you for your guidance, Archangel Michael. Would you reject me? Anyway, I don't have to clear it. You need to trust me. It takes too long. Would you reject me? I miss you regardless of how things seem. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. I can still feel you. How could you still love me after all I've done? Now, some of you may have had these messages in previous readings, as personal messages. So if that's the case, then there's something in this reading for you. Remember, you need to always come back to the readings, because what I've just said now may play out a couple of weeks down the track. You should always go back to the old readings. You may receive messages. And I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Is it possible to forgive and forget? And I'm going to answer, it's always possible. When there's the will, there's a way. An apology is the first thing, the most important first step. Okay? Just a little bit of advice for those who are listening. I will let you go. Love you and leave you. Thank you so much, everyone. Sending you lots of love, and we'll be back. Look after yourselves. And don't forget the 20% off. Okay, unless you're a patron, and you get 30% off a twin flame, soulmate, or karmic love reading. Only tarot, no astrology. Okay, 1 hour long. Email us at divinedebut11@gmail.com for your discount. Love and light.